Welcome back to Dinosaur Island. You see this little gallimimus? It's not alone. It's with a little gallimimus. And there's another herbivore. This is a Sarcoidonosaurus. We've never known that they've been on the island, but they are a very small species of sauropod, one of the smallest. It seems that they're all friends, but they're being stalked. A monster and frostbite. They've been looking for food for around a week. This is all they could find. This may not be a big meal for them, but it'll last them around a day or two. And the one starving the most is frostbite. Even though Monster is the alpha, he wants his mate to eat. So he'll let her have the two biggest out of the group, and he'll take the smallest. He'll be fine. After all, he's gone way longer without food. Plus, his mate will lay eggs any day now. They creep closer. They're unaware. They're not even alert at all. No predators have stalked them since the meteor hit. Or from what we assume. Seems the gallimimus is gonna move down a little bit. This was a huge mistake. Sarcoidonosaurus is dead. The Sarcoidonosaurus backs away. Frostbite is too quick. The gallimimus is getting away before the monster gets to it. Monster will get the small gallimimus, and frostbite will get Sarcoidonosaurus and the gallimimus. But they're not the main focus of this episode. Our main focus is Rose Petal. We thought that she was with Goldtooth and Magmaback, but she's been alone the entire time, and we've just recently found her. We don't know what Goldtooth and Magmaback is, but we finally found her. Seems like she's trying to find food. She hasn't had food in a very long time. A couple months. She's about to starve. Plus, the bad thing is, she's about to lay eggs. And if she doesn't get food soon, she will most likely starve, protecting her eggs. A few hours later, she traveled a few kilometers to find this male Stegosaurus. It is weird and it's strange to see a Stegosaurus without a herd, but in these times, it's not all that rare. But once you actually find it, as it's feasting. Rose Petal's too desperate. She decides to strike. Stegosaurus is defending itself. Stegosaurus has jabbed his tail into Rose Petal's tail. She roars in pain. Stegosaurus starts to scare her off. but it's what she wants it to think. Since Dinosaur is some of the dumbest herbivores, he thinks that he's scaring her off. Before she kills it. Very quickly, she'll need to find somewhere to lay eggs. And she thinks she knows the right spot. The mossy oasis. She's on the edge. Well, she's been in a little forest in the... It seems like she's gonna go in a little forest. They're in the small forest of the mangrove forest. Or not in the mossy oasis. She tosses her kill down. She starts digging a nest. It's hard to dig here, but the moss is soft enough for her to dig through. Or for her eggs, even though the ground is hard. The ground might be hard, and the roots in the two trees, but the moss is soft enough for her eggs. Before the meteor hit, the mangrove forest is full of life. Not a lot of animals. There's still a lot of animals here, but deeper in the forest. Raptors are still on the edge, and we don't know where exactly Fury is. But it's going to take her a long time to build the perfect nest. After hours of digging, she's built the perfect nest. She uses her tail to brush some of the stuff off. But does her tail still hurt the male Stegosaurus? She growls in pain and decides to stop. She thinks it's good enough. She's finally gotten food. And a good place for her nest. She's been searching days for a good spot for the eggs. Since they are Magnetback's eggs. She misses Magnetback very much. And after a couple months, she's found food. Digs in, happy. She backs up and gets in a position to lay her eggs. She turns around, spaces her eggs out. It is actually pretty relieving and nice to see somebody actually lay eggs. A female dinosaur to lay eggs and get gravid. And Rose Petal knows that where she's at is the Raptor's territory. And since T-Rexes have some of the best hearing among dinosaurs, she can actually hear them coming. And for now, she wants a part of their territory so she can raise her future, her children and future tyrant kings in the mossy oasis. The alpha blue comes in, soon following the alpha male Charlie. We're so glad to see them again. I haven't seen them in a while. But soon, the others follow. Speckles, Hazard, spider. His son and Ruby. It seems that Astro isn't here. We don't know where she is. We know she isn't dead. All we know is that we hope she's doing well. We see that the Raptors are doing loud calls to try and intimidate Rose Petal. But all she needs to do is roar. She doesn't want her eggs to be taken or eaten. But Blue realizes that she has eggs. She tells her pack to back up. But they've planned to try and take a Stegosaurus carcass. But not if Rose Petal has anything to say about it. She stands in front of her over her eggs and the carcass. As the Raptors strike, or try to steal the Stegosaurus. Another herbivore, luckily for them, it'd be a death wish going down, trying to go steal the carcass or the eggs of an angry T-Rex mother. Luckily for them, the Margosaurus comes over. This Margosaurus is actually deaf. We don't know how it's managed to stay alive. So it's in a young adult, and we don't know how it's stayed alive for this long. It's grazing peacefully. We didn't realize. And both with a louder roar, they start to back away. But eventually they notice the Amargosaurus. They swarm the Amargosaurus. But as Speckles and Hazard are about to leave, Hazard does brutal mistake. She tries to take one of the eggs before Rose Petal has Hazard. And with enough force, Hazard has been thrown by Rose Petal. And she, for so long, was in season 1 of Dinosaur Island, living through so many things. She is dead. He wants to check up on her. As the Amargosaurus finally dies from its wounds, all the way at their nest, they hear Speckles' cries of terror. He quickly runs to his father. And Engelbiter's son follows, so does Ruby. Leader Charlie, Blue, and Echo follow. He quickly slides under the fallen over dead tree, and he sees his dead mother. So they all surround Hazard's body. As they all pay their respects. She roars at them to leave. They don't listen until she climbs to tree real quick to stomp on it. She quickly backs up onto her eggs again. They take the signal and they run off back to their nest. Ruby soon follows her son. And staying the longest is Speckles and Ankle Biter. They had to leave her body. Ankle Biter and Speckles glare at Rose Petal, and she does the same. She growls. Both decide to leave. The first to feed is Charlie, and Blue the next. Usually it would be Speckles and Hazard, but Hazard's dead, and Ankle Biter and Ruby do have a child, so they have to feed next. The youngest either have to feed first or second. And next is Speckles, and it seems that Echo, unsurprisingly, is the Omega. He's always been jealous of his best friend Charlie having Blue as his mate. Even though he's jealous, he's happy. But they wait. A few hours have gone by. After Rose Petal has been sitting on her eggs, I've been watching if any predators nearby. She starts feasting on the Stegosaurus carcass again, standing over her eggs. Making sure no predators swiftly grab them. She carefully maneuvers around. Be careful not to step on her eggs. And not too long ago, another mother T-Rex has actually passed by. She's actually had an orange and red baby. And this female T-Rex is orangish yellowish in color. And a male feathered, a blue and red male feathered T-Rex was with them. We've never seen these T-Rexes before, but we assume, like on the island, a lot of other dinosaur islands, series like ours is going on, and we assume that they're characters from another show. And they try to actually stay here for a little bit and try to take Rose Petal's carcass. This female T-Rex was huge. Not as big as Rose Petal, which she is easily the biggest T-Rex on the island or ever discovered. She comes in at almost 70 feet long. Not 70 feet, sorry. 65 feet long. She is gigantic. She is longer than a lot of spinosaurs on the island. She's actually scared off this male T-Rex. She's scared off the male feathered T-Rex easier than the mother. The mother wanted to stay for a little bit, but she eventually gave up on the sheer strength of Rose Petal and how loud her roars were. It seems that Rose Petal is burning her eggs. She has a little bit off. She decides to go to sleep. Her injury on her tail is still bleeding, and it still hurts very badly from the male Stegosaurus that she killed. Not to mention a couple months she's been trying to find food, which was the Stegosaurus, which is already exhausting enough, and using the rest of her energy to scare off the mother T-Rex, the father, and the babies. But what did Rose Petal know? Something's stalking her. in her eggs. It is Dark Claw. He sniffs the body of Hazard. Sniffs the body. Professor. He stares at Rose Petal. He also wants to stick a Swiss carcass. But he realizes that it has a Raptor pack scent and Rose Petal's scent. And he sees a dead tree and he assumes, and he's actually correct, that she has thrown the Hazard into this dead tree. What he's gonna do, since she's laying on the eggs, he's gonna have to wait for the right opportunity. If not too far away, he looms in the dark, watching, waiting. Rosebell gets up. She uncovers her eggs. She nuzzles them once more. Starts to get the moss off. And she notices something. She sniffs. She can smell a familiar scent. Dark Claw. She knows he is stalking. She knows that he is stalking her. He actually has been for a while now. Wait for the right opportunity. But since she's stronger from the Stegosaurus carcass, she'll be much harder to fight. And she's gonna act dumb. And she decides to get her eggs in a bit of a vulnerable spot. She's gonna act like she's looking away. But he's here for other intentions. Dark Claw falls to the floor. Rosebell didn't realize that Dark Claw wanted to do that. Wanted to break with her. Dark Claw looks at the eggs. Pushes them off. Away. She roars at Dark Claw. She breaks his arm. As he gets up, she tail whips him. But as Dark Claw flees, she's knocked him into another dead tree. It truly shows how strong a female mother Tyrannosaurus can be. She roars very loudly, and she's more protective of her eggs than ever. Surprisingly, Dark Claw is alive. Even after all the beatings he's gotten from the Rexes and other large predators, he's still alive. This is going to scare him off for a while. He walks up. He has a mild limp. His leg has been broken. Falls over. Tries to get back and slowly gets back up. This will scare him off for a long time. He will not bother her until eggs hatch. And then he's going to try to get an easy meal. Thank you for joining us at Dinosaur Island Resistance.